am back to see after dark. How are you? And before you take some time to think and answer. Hey, what am I saying? Before you answer, actually think about it. Think about it. Don't just tell me you're fine. So yes, think about it. I hope you're genuinely fine. Yeah, I'm doing very well. My week has been tedious with work. There's really no rest for the wicked, man. Every day, I'm seeing where that thing comes from. The rest will rest in heaven for sure. Yeah, so I've been okay. I've been thriving and surviving. My finances are not great, but it is well. I don't even know why I said that. But it is well. Yeah. And so welcome back to another episode. I don't know, this episode 14? 13? I'm not sure. But I'm going to end the season 9 episode 15, I believe. Let me rest. Yeah. And then I want to properly think about the marketing of the podcast properly. Right? Because I think right now with work as well, I've not been putting too much energy into that. But I'm going to start. After I finish that, I'm going to now market the whole season and then start season 2. Does that make sense? Yeah. And I also realized, don't want to say that. I also realized that support comes from people you least expect it. Honestly, the people you think would support you more. Should that be a whole topic on its own? Yeah, I'll make that a whole topic on its own. But it's just popped into my mind right now. The fact that support really comes from people you don't think of. I used to always hear people talk about how, you always hear people talking about how people you know will support you less than people you don't know. I guess I see it though. So all of these people who are in my life, I see how you were acting. But it as well. Sorry, I took a commercial break to drink my vitamin C. Okay, so anyway, so moving right into today's discussions. Today there isn't any heavy life lessons, no motivational speech, no words of wisdom. I feel like I say that too often. So yeah, there's no words of wisdom that will probably contradict. Now I'll say something, I'll contradict myself in a couple of episodes. So there's none of that. Today we're just going to talk. I'm actually very exhausted. I've had meetings from 7 a.m. to now. I can't believe I'm yawning. Anyway, yes, so today I just want to talk because I've been thinking about some very random things this week. And I've decided that if my brain is going to disturb me, then it might as well disturb you people too. Because what's family for? So today we're going to be talking about why we act completely different around different people. Also things that shouldn't. So I've reasoned down the things I want to talk about. There's that, and secondly, things that should honestly come with the warning label, right? Yeah, and also lastly, why is everyone judging everybody? Why are we doing that? And if I feel like this last one is going to expose all of us because we're all guilty, don't sit there and think you are innocent. I know you. Well, I don't know you, but well, whatever. That brings us perfectly to our first topic anyway. Which is, why do people act differently around different people? Right? Have you ever noticed that you have 17 different personalities? Not in a serious way. I'm talking about how you behave completely different, and your behavior is completely changes depending on who you are with. Because tell me why I'm one person with my friends, another person with my mom, and there's this version of me when I'm talking to somebody I like. That one needs to be studied. Yeah. Let's start with the African household though, because if you're African, you already understand this, right? You can be in your room laughing, playing music, minding your business. Then you hear Charlotte, and suddenly your whole personality has to change. It has to disappear. Yes, mom. Me, I call my mom Amma. Yeah, Amma. Yes. The voice even changes. Your posture will change. Your entire existence will change. You were just shouting and having the time of your life 5 seconds ago. Now you're speaking like you are now speaking like some BBC news presenter or something. Like, yes please, no please, I'll do it now, I'll do it later. Meanwhile in your head you're like, why did you call me? Why me? You have 3 other kids. Not 3, we have 2 other kids. Why me? But you don't say that. You can't say that, right? Because you value your life and you are pretty much a tenant in the house you're in. And that's actually what I find very interesting. We naturally adjust ourselves depending on the environment we're in. You don't speak to your grandma the same way you speak to your best friend. You don't behave at church the same way you behave at home or at work. You don't behave at a job interview the way you behave in your bedroom at like 1 a.m. And honestly, I think that's normal. It's part of being social, I believe. But sometimes I really wonder, where does adapting end and where does pretending begin? Does that make sense? Because I think there's a difference. If I'm polite around strangers, that's just manners. If I'm respectful around elders, that's cultural awareness, right? If I'm professional at work, that's professionalism. But if I'm consistently changing who I am because I'm terrified someone won't like the real me, I feel like that's different. And I think a lot of people do that. You meet somebody and you immediately start adjusting yourself. Like, oh, they don't like people who talk too much. Okay, let me be quiet. They like people who are a bit mysterious. Women like doing that a lot. Now you start pretending not to care. You start feigning nonchalant. They don't like people who are too clingy. Now you immediately start taking 6 hours to reply. Meanwhile, you actually want to reply immediately. Why are you doing this? Dating especially makes people become actors, like so bad. Someone says, I like women who are independent. Suddenly, you are like, oh, I actually don't need anybody. Girl, better rise up. Stand up. You cried yesterday because your food delivery was late. Let's calm down, okay? And men do it too. Oh, they'll be like, oh, I like women who are low maintenance. Now you are pretending you don't care about anything. Meanwhile, you absolutely care. You want attention, you want reassurance, you want somebody to ask how your day went, and there is nothing wrong with that. I think sometimes we confuse being desirable with being ourselves. We are constantly asking, what version of me will make this person like me, instead of, do I actually like who I am around this person? That is a very important question you need to ask yourself. Because imagine spending months trying to impress someone, then you finally get them, and now you have to maintain this character you created. That's extremely exhausting. And that's why I think the best relationships are the ones where you can relax. You don't have to calculate every sentence. You don't have to wonder if you are texting too much. You don't have to pretend you don't like something because they don't. You can just merely exist. And I think that's one of the greatest signs that you are comfortable with someone. When you can be quiet around them, you can be silly around them, you can disagree, you can eat, you can have your ugly day. You don't have to be on all the time. Because sometimes the people you know, the people who know the real you are the people that you don't need to necessarily perform for. Do you get it? Okay. I love when I'm sounding like a wise babe. Now let's move to something a bit less serious, I believe. So things that should come with a warning label. Because honestly, there are some few experiences in life where I think somebody should have warned us. Like, firstly, dating. Dating should have come with a huge label. So the warning should say, may cause confusion, delusion, unnecessary screenshot analysis. Because what am I sending my friend, especially Hillary and Florence as well? Like, look, I'll be sending them screenshots. That look at what this person said. It's so wild. Like, you need to get different minds to help you analyze messages, to help you think of what to reply. It's so crazy, man. And all these things wouldn't have happened if you're just on your own somewhere. We've all become some deep forensic investigators. Dating should come with instructions, please. So it should say step 1, don't assume anything. I'm going to mention some of the instructions I think dating should come with. Step 1, don't assume anything. Step 2, don't stalk their following list. Step 3, do not ask do not ask your friends to investigate their exes. Step 4, actually communicate. But of course, nobody follows step 4. Nobody. Other thing that I think needs a warning label is we need to talk. When people say we need to talk, never in the history of human communication has this sentence brought peace. Nobody says we need to talk, heart emoji, and you're like, oh, wonderful, I can't wait. No, your stomach just starts, like your stomach will just immediately drop. You start thinking about every altercation you've had in your past, like every sentence you've ever said to this person. What did I do? What did I say? Did I forget something? Is something wrong somewhere? Did I mistakenly send a message or something? And sometimes it's something completely harmless. I just wanted to ask if you're free tomorrow, maybe. But even you're an idiot if you tell me we need to talk and that's what you want to ask me, honestly. But also, if that's the case, why did you start with we need to talk? You almost, like, such a question will almost send you to heaven. We need to do better. Let's just eradicate that we need to talk. Let's remove that from our grammar, please, if we can do that. The next thing is family group chats. So the warning on this family group chat should be, may contain unnecessary forwards, misinformation, morning prayers, and somebody's uncle asking for money. Or somebody's auntie asking for money. Or transactions to some workers somewhere. And you cannot leave. Because if you leave that family group, they're answering you answer. In fact, nobody has born you well for you to try and leave your family WhatsApp group. And what I did though was I had a number I hardly use. So I left with my main number and I joined with the number I hardly use. And I opened a business WhatsApp. So I added that number there. Because I didn't want to be seeing a group by phone. So yeah. So if you need a trick, you can try that. Right? So moving on to the next. Another thing that I think needs, I wrote all these things down. What's it? Yeah, another thing I think needs a warning label is African weddings. I've been thinking about African weddings a lot. Right? So because why am I attending there's some weddings nowadays, like you go in the morning at 10 and you be leaving 7 p.m. I came to witness love. Why have I become part of the catering staff also? There are outfit changes, there are photographs, the food, there is dancing, there is someone's auntie who has to decide you are old enough to marry. Oh, Charlotte, when are you going to have your wedding? Please, I'm eating. Let me finish this jollof first. Can I please? Like so many things. There are so many warnings in this package. So many warnings that could be from African weddings. So many things that go on. Anyway, moving on. Another thing I think that needs a warning label is, in quotes, just one episode. There is no such thing as just one episode. You start watching something at 9 p.m. and you finish at 17 a.m. The sun is coming up. You have work in a few hours. You are sitting there like, oh. Oh, okay. That day will just be miserable. Your life will just be falling apart. Your responsibilities will be screaming, but you're committed to the storyline, right? That was when I was watching what's that thing? Polygamist. The hell? Why was I thinking misogynist? Polygamist, yeah. And don't even get me started on naps as well. Naps also need a warning label. A nap is either 20 minutes or like a full-blown spiritual experience. You wake up so confused. It's never what you think it will be. It's either you thought it would be long and it will be short, or you thought it would be short, it will be long. One of the two. Never in the middle. It's never what you are anticipating. But it as well. Now, okay, so moving on to something else. This one is a bit interesting because I think we are all secretly judging people. And before you say not me, yes, you absolutely do. Maybe not in a cruel manner, but you observe. You see somebody walking and think, interesting outfit. Could never be me though. You see somebody eating something strange, you're like, interesting choice. You hear somebody speaking and then, an accent. This accent is deep. We're all constantly forming opinions, I believe. And I think that's human. The problem is when we start believing our observations are facts. You see somebody who is quiet and you see somebody who is quiet and then you decide that they are rude. Or you see somebody who is loud and then you decide they are attention seeking. Or somebody who dresses modestly and you assume they are boring. You see somebody who's always posting and assume they are obsessed with attention. Or somebody who doesn't post and you assume they are hiding. We are constantly writing stories about people we don't actually know. And social media has made this 10 times worse, honestly, because now we have access to people's lives without context. Someone posts a picture crying, she's looking for attention. Somebody posts a holiday, she's trying to show off. Someone doesn't post their partner, they've broken up. Someone posts their partner every day, they're doing too much. Or it's not real. At this point, people can't win at all. And here's the funny part. We're doing the exact same thing we're complaining about. We don't want people to judge us, but then we are judging them. We want people to understand that our lives are complicated, but we reduce we reduce another person's entire personality to just their posts, like that one post and my post, or those 5 posts you might find on that Instagram. And I think we need to become more comfortable saying, I don't know. People don't know how to use that word, I don't know, or those words. And that's such an underrated sentence. I don't know what's happening in their life. I don't know what's happening in their relationships. I don't know why they're dressed like that. I don't know what made them make that decision. I don't know what's happening in their lives. And that's okay. You don't need to know. Not every mystery needs to be solved. Sometimes people are just people, and that's fine. You are also just a people, and that's fine. And honestly, I think this connects to something we've spoken about before, like how everybody wants to be seen, but nobody wants to be judged. We want people to celebrate us. We want people but we don't want them to analyze us, right? We want to share our lives, but we don't want opinions. And unfortunately, once you put something into the public space, people are going to have reactions. But that doesn't mean it doesn't mean you have to live according to their reactions. Do you get it? You cannot control what people think about you. You can only control what you do. And that's actually very freeing if you think about it. You need to tune your mind to some perspectives, bro. Because imagine trying to manage everybody's opinions. You would never sleep. You will never rest. You will never even blink an eye. Somebody somewhere would dislike you for absolutely no reason. You could be the nicest person on this earth, on this beautiful earth. And somebody will still say, I don't like your energy. Even Mother Nature will like you, but then somebody will still say they don't like your energy. You could literally just be sitting there quietly, and somebody will say, her energy is strange. Madam, has she even spoken? Like, it's so wild, it's so crazy. But yeah, I think I think one of the reasons we're afraid of judgments also is because we judge ourselves first. I I think that's the deeper issue. You know, when you wear something and you're already thinking, people are going to think I look ugly. People are going to think my stomach is standing out. Before anybody has even said, Pim, you've already judged yourself. You've seen yourself finish. Or you post something and you keep checking who viewed it. Like me, I'll post something and I'll keep viewing into it, like trying to see an imperfection in my own face. That's so sad. You're not even enjoying the moment anymore. You are monitoring for even reactions. And I think that's exhausting. At some point, you have to decide, I like this, I want this makes me happy. And just leave it there. Because if you need everybody's approval before you, if you need everybody's approval before you, you enjoy your own life, you will never enjoy it. I think we need to constantly remind ourselves of that. There will always be somebody who doesn't understand, who doesn't, somebody who thinks you are doing too much, who thinks you are not doing enough, somebody who thinks you are not ambitious enough, or you're lazy, you are too loud, you are too quiet. You can't satisfy everybody. So you might as well just be yourself. The people who are supposed to be around you will align and adjust, and that's just that. All right? Yeah. And honestly, I feel like today's episode, it started with me asking why we act differently around people, and somehow we ended up discussing human psychology, African parents, dating, WhatsApp groups, and everybody's unnecessary opinions. And this is exactly why I love talking to people. Because somehow one random thought becomes a whole conversation, and maybe that's the lesson for today as well. We're all just trying to figure people out. We're trying to understand ourselves. We're trying to fit in. We're trying not to embarrass ourselves as well. We're trying to not be judged. We're trying to make better and best decisions for ourselves. We're just trying to live. So maybe let's give each other a little grace. You don't know what somebody's dealing with, and you don't know what version of themselves they're still learning to become. And for yourself, stop being so afraid of being embarrassing. You are not going to embarrass yourself. It's okay. You are going to say something stupid. You are going to wear something questionable. You are going to make a bad decision. You are going to change your mind. You are going to look back at old pictures and ask yourself, what was I thinking? Why did I wear this? Why did I smile like this? It's all part of life. And if you are lucky, you grow enough to even laugh about it. Right? So anyway, thank you for hanging out with me on See After Dark. So go drink some water, check on people, mind your business. Make sure you drink about 2 liters of water, although I haven't drunk that much. That's being hypocritical. And please, if you ever see me embarrassing myself in public, just pretend like you didn't see me. We've talked about it. It's part of life. I beg you. Anyways, this is See After Dark, and I'll catch you in the next episode. Bye. Mwah.